Hi everyone. Today I have one of my favorite stories for you about family members who are working on a surprise together. So I hope that you'll listen really carefully and see if you can figure out what the surprise is as we read this story. The title is The Wednesday Surprise. This is by Eve Bunting and illustrated by Donald Carrick. I like surprises, but the one Grandma and I are planning for Dad's birthday is the best surprise of all. We work on it Wednesday nights. On Wednesdays, Mom has to stay late at the office, and my brother Sam goes to basketball practice at the Y. That's when Grandma rides the bus across town to stay with me. I watch for her from the window and I blow on the glass to make a breath picture while I wait. When I see her, I call, Sam, she's here! And he says it's okay to run down the long stairs and wait by the door. Grandma, I call. Anna! She's hurrying, her big cloth bag bumping against her legs. We meet and hug. She tells me how much I've grown since last week, and I tell her how much she's grown too, which is our joke. Between us, we carry her lumpy bag upstairs. I show Grandma my breath picture if it's still there. Mostly she knows what it is. Mostly she's the only one who does. On Wednesday nights, we have hot dogs. Have you heard from your dad? Grandma asks Sam. He'll be back Saturday, same as always, Sam says, in time for his birthday. His birthday? Grandma raises her eyebrows as if she's forgotten all about it. Grandma is some actress. When Sam goes, she and I do the dishes. Then we get down to business. I sit beside her on the couch and she takes the first picture book from the bag. We read the story together out loud, and when we finish one book, we start a second. We read for an hour, get some ice cream, then read some more. Grandma gives me another hug. Only 7 years old and smart as paint already. I'm pleased. They're all going to be so surprised on Saturday, I say. What do you think? Do you have any guesses about what the surprise might be? Let's see if we learn any more if we keep reading. When Sam comes home, we play card games, and when Mom comes, she plays too. You'll be here for the birthday dinner? Mom asks Grandma as she's getting ready to leave. Oh, yes, the birthday, Grandma says vaguely, as if she'd forgotten again, as if we hadn't been working on our special surprise for weeks and weeks. Grandma is tricky. I'll be there, she says. Sam walks Grandma to the bus stop. As they're going down the stairs, I hear him say, What have you got in this bag, Grandma? Bricks? That makes me smile. Dad comes home Saturday morning and we rush at him with our happy birthdays. He has brought Sam a basketball magazine and me a pebble, smooth and speckled as an egg, for my rock collection. I found it in the desert, close to the truck stop, he says. It was half covered with sand. I hold it, imagining I can still feel the desert sun hot inside it. How long did it lie there? What kind of rock is it? Dad has stopped to pick wildflowers for Mom. They're wilting and she runs to put them in water. Then Dad has to go to bed because he has been driving his big truck all through the night. While Dad sleeps, Sam and I hang red and blue streamers in the living room. We help Mom frost the cake. We've made Dad's favorite dinner, pot roast, and our gifts are wrapped and ready. I watch for Grandma and help carry the bag upstairs. Wow, Sam should feel how heavy it is now. Grandma has brought a ton of books. We hide the bag behind the couch. I am sick from being nervous. Grandma usually has seconds, but tonight she doesn't. I don't either. I can tell Mom is worried about the pot roast, but Grandma tells her it is very good. Seems like they must be getting close to their surprise. Both of their stomachs are starting to hurt. They're getting a little nervous about what's going to happen when they do the surprise for everyone. Are you feeling well, Mama? Dad asks Grandma. How are your knees? Fine. The knees are fine. Dad blows out the birthday candles and we give him his gifts. Then Grandma shoots a glance in my direction, and I go for the big bag and drag it across the table. I settle it on the floor between us. Another present? Dad asks. It's a special surprise for your birthday, Dad, from Grandma and me. My heart is beating awfully fast as I unzip the bag and give the first book to Grandma. It's called Popcorn. I squeeze Grandma's hand and she stands and begins to read. Mom and Dad and Sam are all astonished. Do you know what astonished means? Kind of like amazed and surprised. What do you think they're feeling astonished about? Have you figured out what the surprise is? Says Dad jumps up and says, "What's this?" But Mom shushes him and pulls him back down. Grandma has the floor. That means she gets all the attention. She finishes popcorn, which takes quite a while, gives the book back to me, and beams all over her face. She's feeling really proud. She's beaming and smiling. My goodness, Mom is beaming too. When did this wonderful thing happen? When did you learn to read? So did you notice who learned to read in this story? She's asking the grandma. Lots of times people learn to read when they're kids, but some people might not have learned when they were younger, and so maybe they're learning when they're adults. Isn't that neat? So Mom says, "When did you learn to read?" "Anna taught me," Grandma says. "On Wednesday nights," I add, and she took the books home and practiced. "You were always telling me to go to classes, classes, classes," Grandma says to Dad. She looks at Mom. "You must learn to read, you say. So I come to Anna." Isn't that neat? So the granddaughter taught the grandma how to read. I giggle because I'm so excited. Grandma reads and acts out the Easter pig and the Velveteen Rabbit. "It's much smarter if you learn to read when you're young," she tells Sam sternly. "The chance may pass along with the years." Sam looks hurt. "But I can read, Grandma." Nevertheless, she takes another book out of her bag. "Are you going to read everything in that bag, Mama?" Dad asks her. He's grinning, but his eyes are brimming over with tears, and he and Mom are holding hands across the table. "Maybe I will read everything in the world now that I've started," Grandma says. "I've got time." She winks at me. "So, Anna, what do you think? Was it a good surprise?" I run to her and she puts her cheek against mine. "The best ever," I say. The end. So I think that's kind of a neat story. It makes me think about how a lot of the time maybe the grown-ups are the ones teaching kids things, but I hope you remember that you can always teach things to your older siblings and your parents and your grandparents too. You might be the expert at something and it might be something that they don't know yet. So in Anna's case, her grandma didn't know how to read yet and she was able to teach her how to read. I wonder if there are things that you could start to teach other people too, now that you're learning more and more and becoming older and even better and more confident at things. I also hope it'll help you think a little bit about how exciting it is when someone learns how to read and how her grandma did not give up. Even though she was getting older, she still wanted to learn how to read and she found a way to do it. And now she's so excited she's going to read every book, it sounds like. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and that I get to see you soon. Take care.